Hello, welcome to Horror and Monster Collectibles, where today we're going to be taking a look at this A Nightmare on Elm Street premium motion Freddy Krueger statue by Factory Entertainment. Now this is about 10 inches tall and it's from the original Nightmare on Elm Street. It features 9 digitally mastered sound effects and it includes interchangeable magnetically connected arms and heads. So we have regular posed arms and the iconic stretched out arms as seen in the alley scene. It also includes the skull as seen when Freddy rips off his face. This came out a couple years ago, but I went ahead and picked it up recently because Big Bad Toy Store has it listed for $35, where typically it goes for about $100. And I was iffy on getting it at that price point, so I passed on it years ago. But at 35 bucks, this is hard to pass up, so let's take a closer look. Inside the box, you will find Freddy packed up in this foam packing tray. Here is a quick look at that. Alright guys, so let's start with the main body and then we will go through assembly. Here is the chest with the sweater, and we have a nice little sweater texture on here, although it is still a little bit on the smooth side of things. Come back through here. It is a good paint app though, and a good sculpt. And they call this a premium motion statue, and that is because this torso is on a spring from the waist. So there is some slight movement on here, kind of like a bobblehead, but not as much movement. And the arms kind of balance him out as far as posing, so he will have some movement here. We'll come down here through the pants. Again, a nice sculpt. I would like to see a little bit more texture here, but overall, I feel like they did a pretty good job. The shoes get a little bit cartoony to me, but overall, they look appropriate. And he has a somewhat stylized sculpt to him. Here is the front label. And this is basically an ABS plastic base. Come underneath here. Here's the branding. Here is the speaker for his 9 phrases or sound effects. And here is the button on this side for that. We will go through those after we get him together though. Let's go over the regular posed arms, which there's good detail work on here. The sculpt looks good, and it looks like there's some pretty good paint app here. And the sleeve has some nice shading to it to break up it being so monotone. And of course we have the magnet feature, which makes for easy swap outs. So we will go ahead and put this arm on him like so. We will take a look at the other relaxed arm, which features his glove. And we have some cool little scratch marks on the glove, some wear from Freddy's use. The blades are not metal, not that I can tell anyway. Maybe they are, but they don't really feel metal. And again, some good detail work here as far as the sculpt. And we have, again, the magnet feature. So we'll go ahead and pop that on him like so. And let's go ahead and take a look at the standard face sculpt. Here he is. which I feel like they did a pretty good job on the sculpt here, and the tonality of the flesh and the burn marks. Have a good wash through here too to kind of bring out the detail. The teeth look appropriate. His eyes, however, look a little bit too much on the white side. The fedora looks well done. Again, it was styled a bit different in the first movie. His whole outfit kind of was. Hence the sans green stripes on the sleeves of his sweater. But overall, I think this looks like a good face sculpt. Although I'm not going to be displaying it with this, but we'll go ahead and pop them on real quick. And at the end of the video, I will do like some 360 views of each of the poses. Leave him on here for now. We'll come up and take a look up close at the Faceless Freddy sculpt. Now this one, this is where the money's at for me. It's one of my favorite scenes in the movie, and it looks really, really well done. There's some nice depth in there and some nice coloring. You can even see some good vein work on the eyeballs. Again, we have some nice tones here with the fedora. But this is where the money's at, and he just looks super, super cool on this sculpt. So I'll swap him out real quick for you guys. And there he is. Now let's just go ahead and take a close look at the alleyway arms. Which has the same weathering on the glove. I think it's pretty much the same sculpt. I think they just used the same hand and they just glued it on the longer arm. So we will pop this off and pop that on there like so. It looks like he's doing some weird transformation right now. And then again, we have what appears to be the same sculpt, the hand, just attached to the longer sleeve. So let's go ahead and get that popped on there too, like so. All right, so now let's go ahead and go through the 9 sound effects. I have a feeling these are going to sound terrible based on that speaker, but let's just see how they sound. I have not heard these yet, so let's play them out. I don't even know what that was.
You think you was gonna get away from me? I'm here.
All right, so not great, guys. That's pretty awful. Really, honestly, like I would have rather them had the sound effects gone and just had digitally like cleaned up the vocal sound bites and given us those without all that background nonsense. At some point, it sounded like there's a bird in the background. I have no idea, but it sounds terrible. All right, guys, that's about all there is to go over on this piece. What I will do is at the end of this video, I will leave you with a bunch of 360 video spins of him with different setups, so you can get an idea how he looks all the way around with different attachments. Keep in mind that I'm doing this video to tell you guys that this thing is $35 now on Big Bad Toy Store. I don't know how long they're going to have them on that sale, but I would just jump on it because for 35 bucks, I think this thing is super cool. It is a resin statue. It does have some movement here, but I think it's really awesome. At $100, not for me. But 35 bucks, I mean, that's action figure price, and this thing is pretty darn cool, and he will look great on your shelf. And Freddy himself comes in at 10 inches tall from the top of the base to the top of his fedora. So he's got good size too. Again, like I think he would look great on a shelf. And you know, these things go for I think like $100 to $130 now, like on eBay or other retailers. But again, for 35 bucks, this is totally worth it. If you're a Freddy fan like I am, I definitely recommend picking him up. Again, I love the Faceless sculpt, and that's where the money's at for me on this. Although I do like the inclusion of the alley arms, just because it's such an iconic scene with his arms stretched out. As always, feel free to leave any questions or comments, and I'll be happy to answer them. And feel free to like and subscribe and click the bell for notifications for new videos. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.